when I asked you what was the definition and what was the role of a servicer, you talked about maintaining portfolio value. So much of what's wrong with this industry is that it's completely backwards, completely. Because we've been focused on giving money away with no focus on collecting the payments. So the long-term value of a mortgage, once all the middlemen have gotten their piece and their basis points and everything else, is the information. It's the information. If you want to know what real servicing is, read War and Anti-War by Alvin Toffler. Because the role of a servicer is to acquire, manage, distribute, and protect information. And if we defined servicers in their ability to do that, they cannot do it. Google can. And the greatest thing about the blow-up of this industry globally is that the way that it will be rebuilt is from a servicing perspective from this point forward. I mean, that's at least the way that I see it. And the other part is that I think that we'll always take a forensic approach to the industry and figure out what's going to happen when all else fails, because we haven't been doing that. And you know, there's something else that I want to point out, all the things that you take for granted. There's this really interesting discussion that went back and forth between Hegel, this philosopher, and Karl Marx. Ironically enough, right, Hegel says, the owl of Minerva only flies at dusk. You only know the truth in retrospect. You can't predict the future. The guy who thought that you could predict the future and that you should strive to control it was an 18th century philosopher during the Enlightenment period named Karl Marx. That is the father of risk management, because we believe that we can predict the future and that we should strive to control it. And we can't. So what would this industry look like if we rebuilt it from the servicing perspective?
If you think about it from your Google comment, realistically, they've got three things that this industry doesn't. Well, they've got analytics on the inside.
Can you put the mic closer?
Google is analytics, information, and communication.
Yep.
And those are the three things that they're the best at. And they know they create a social environment for each customer to communicate. And that's why they've basically taking over the search engine world and everything, because the whole deal is going to social marketing. And where I believe this industry falls down the most is in the communication portion, and then the information. Communication first, information second. What good is it to send a guy a brochure when he's 120 days late that says avoid foreclosure? Why not hit the site? If it was Amazon, I can guarantee you they wouldn't be sending you a brochure. And Google won't send you a brochure either, but
they've got content.
Yeah.
Because they aggregate all of the world's best content. They understand the context of it, because an idea has no power without context. They facilitate communication. More important, community, because community precedes commerce, and they accelerate convergence. So banking is necessary, banks are not.